Hi everyone, this is Chris. Thank you for joining me. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you again how to make some fabric flowers. And this technique is different than the other ones I've showed you before, but it's also probably one of the quickest way to do it. And you can use up your scraps for this. So these flowers I have right now just made two. They're out of tulle. So you can change and adapt to the kind of fabric you have. You could do this with any kind of fabric. Actually, this is an old napkin that I didn't want to use any longer. It was getting a little old, and I decided to cut it in pieces. So you can also decorate them the way you want. I had the idea to make this for Mother's Day because we can offer this as a brooch, for example. And I haven't finished them because I didn't know exactly what to use. But for the center of these flowers, and these are tools again, so there's one here. In this example, there's one layer that is blue, the other one is white. I'm not sure you'll be able to see that, but I've altered a blue, a white, a blue, so it's not too bluish. And in real life, you can see the different colors. This one is just all pink. And for decorations for the center, you can use many things. So in previous tutorials, I showed you how to make these center flowers just made with hot glue and beads. So I could use one of these. It's just to show you how many ways you can do that. Just put that in the center. I would also use hot glue for this, of course. In different colors. You can use pink, of course. You can use orange. I need to trim this one down. I did it yesterday. It was not completely finished, but just glue. Look at that. And it's really nice. But you can also use other types of flowers to put in the center. So I'm just going to pretend that's it. I think this one is one of my best. This is also a flower. This one I bought it. This one I made it. I also have a tutorial on that. If you want to check it out, I'll put it in the description, I think on the upper right corner. So you'll have it here. It can be a tone on tone and you can make it bigger. You can use also, this is an artificial flower, so you can use that as well inside. I think it could look nice as well and a little different, maybe another color. And I also have these kinds of embellishments that were made out of resin. It can be made out of glue. I'll do that. It's a very fun and quick tutorial to do project. You just use your normal regular molds, silicone molds, and instead of putting resin, you just put hot glue. Nothing fancy. But these, I had them for a long time. I haven't used them up them. Oh gosh, I haven't used them up yet. So I was thinking of maybe using some of these as a center. That could be nice too. Maybe a lighter color or a green one. So there are many ways you could use buttons. In this other example here, it's just a glass bead. It's going to make it a bit heavier. If it's a brooch, I would use something lighter, but many ways to put in their center. So what you will need for this is, again, any kind of fabric. I think that very light fabric makes it nicer because it tends to move a little bit. I've made myself a pattern. I just use a die to cut out into a chipboard, so it's a little bit more sturdy when I want to cut my fabric, and then you just trace around and you cut your fabric. The more pieces you put, like for example here, the one I'm going to do with you, I have 7 layers here of circles. The more you put, the fluffier it's going to be. So it's really up to you what you like best if you want to make more. And again, even if it's fabric, you could maybe put one in one color and then alter with another one in another color. Why not? To make it more fluffy. If you don't have enough of one same color. You could use buttons also to decorate the center if you want to. And you will need also either a rubber band, but I prefer to use a thread according to one of these colors. But normally the thread, you're not going to really see it that much. I just try to coordinate the thread with the flower. I think it's nicer. That's it. And just a little bit of hot glue to put your embellishment on. So, and for this, this one, I'm not even really sure about the size of it. It's not really important. You can make it smaller, you can make it bigger. I think this one is somewhere between 3 maybe inches. Yeah, it's about 3, almost 3.5 inches. So it's quite big, but of course you can, and these are the same size, okay? That that circle made this flower. And I also wanted to show you something. I had this old little napkin, not napkin, but you know, how do you call that? Yeah, I would say napkin, a little one. It was white. I only had one, and I didn't know what to do with the white, so I decided to tie-dye it. So I have this fabric paint that I use. It's not a really dye, it's just fabric paint. And I just wet the whole sheet here with water, and then I used a paintbrush and I randomly put some colors in there. And then what I have done, using these little rubber bands, I've tied some knots here and there to and let it dry like this with the rubber bands, and I just discovered it, and I think it was so cute. Look at that. I think it's really nice. This piece looks like a flower, maybe on the other, maybe this way. It looks like a flower, and I really think it's nice, so give it a try. You don't need special dyes, just use your fabric paint. I'm sure you have some home. It's not really expensive, and I did this with only four colors: green, blue, yellow, and red. And look at that. I think it's really nice. And it's going to be different each time too. So there you go. So first I'm going to use this one here that I have. Oh, and by the way, before starting, this little napkin is not completely straight. So what you can use if you don't want to take out your whole iron, I've used this. It's, you know, a hair tool. So I've just used it, and I can easily iron very quickly my little pieces like this if I want to. Since it's cotton, I put it on high. I can use this piece here to put it on high, and it's so quick to do. So you can iron very quickly if you have small pieces with this kind of tool. If you have one, that's handy, so you don't have to put your whole iron outside. Okay, so now that you have all your circles, you're gonna just stack them up, and it doesn't have to be perfectly cut. I just used, again, my template, and I roughly cut it out, all these circles. Then you just stack them up like this. You can try doing the same with square ones. It's just going to have a little different look to it. And then in the center, I am going to put a button. Since this is quite opaque, you won't be able to see the button, so whatever the color is fine. If you have white, it's also good. I'm just going to put the button inside here. I'm not going to glue it down. And I'm just going on the other side, trying to see, I've moved this one. Let me put it back there. Or maybe because it's smaller, I'm going to put it, you know what, I'm going to put it here on top. It seems to be a little small. Right. And then you're just going to hold all your pieces around your button like this. And I kind of make a square, you see, with my hands. 2 here and 2 here. And then I'm going to use a thread. Okay, finally I was able to get the thread out of here. And because this is a very cheapo thread, I would consider not buying this any longer because it breaks so easily. I'm just going to double it up, just to make it secure, because we're going to have to go around our button here. So you've got your button in the middle, and squeeze that out. All right, well, and now I'm going to use my thread here and go around, and I'm going to really try to be very tight here with my thread, because I don't want this to open up or break in any way. And this is why also I prefer using the thread rather than the rubber band, because it tends to be not so tight. It's a bit small. Yeah, the rubber band, I can't go over and over before it breaks. So the thread for me is the easiest way to go. Where is it? Come on. Yeah. Are you like me? Sometimes you're just too left-handed. Oh, there it is. So that's the second, and I am going to make probably your third knot just to make it really secure. And I don't have any broaches anymore. I thought I had at least one, but I don't. but I'm going to buy some brooches, and I'm going to turn this this flower into a brooch. And I think it could be a nice idea also for Mother's Day. So this fabric tends to fray a little bit, which is okay if you like the look. If you don't like, just choose something that is not going to fray. You can play with this and put it in shape as much as you wish. Here I'm right in the middle, so I can put any kind of embellishment and hide this. But look at that. I think it's so cute. I could have made it probably even a bit bigger. Or you can also use a smaller button so you'll have a bigger flower. That's totally optional. You just give it a try to see, and if you're not happy, you can always take the rubber band or the thread out because you haven't glued anything. So before putting your center, look at this. I think it's nice. White, I think, is perfect for this, this example. Let's see, green. Oh, green could be nice too. Do I have any other color? I have this yellow, but I think it's a bit big. But see how easy was this? And you can do this with really all kind of fabric. And if your fabric is thicker, maybe put less layers. I have only 7 layers here, but I think it's just gorgeous. Maybe even this little rose inside. Why not? No, I want something shiny. Maybe this one I think is going to look nice. And again, on the back, you can put a lot of hot glue, or yeah, I would put hot glue and also something to turn it into a brooch. Look at this. Nice, easy, fast, cheap. You can use just, you know, leftovers of fabric if you have some. Ask your friends if they have any leftovers too. You can make beautiful things with this. And that's it. See, very quick video, but I thought that it could be useful for a lot of you if you want to make or it could be for a friend, not only for Mother's Day, but it could be for a friend too. Make a very quick little present if you forgot, or just you're invited and you want to offer, oh, I like this one. You want to offer something to your guest. Well, you have yourself a very quick present and in no time and not expensive at all. So if you'd like this video, please give me some thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Also leave me your comments below if you have any questions or if you just want to say hello. And also share us on social medias, and please subscribe and hit the bell button. Thank you so much. Take care and see you soon.